A very good evening and welcome to the weekend. You're just on time for the LOOKUP weekend. It is exactly 9 p.m. East African time. I am Nancy, the limit of sign language interpreter for tonight is Angel Lois. Do stay with us as I bring you up to spirit stories that are making headlines from politics to some sporting action. And of course, our very hilarious guest that will be telling you about him in just a few. But for now, here are our top stories. Tonight on LOOKUP Weekend.
It is important to note that governments elsewhere have tried to regulate the churches. The same has had disastrous consequences.
Religious leaders oppose the ongoing government's efforts to introduce regulation of churches.
Hakuna nafasi katika hii nchi yetu tukufu ya watu wachache wawe watakuwa ndio wanaumiza watu walio wengi ambao ni wapenda amani.
Plus, the government plans to construct cross-community schools in 6 northern counties to promote peaceful coexistence and integration. And on center stage tonight, we get inside comedy with the hilarious Mtumishi.
Up to this time, you guys are great. Wakati tulikuwa tunaishi Kawangware,
Coming up, he's one half of the creative generation. Mtumishi takes the center stage. Once more, welcome to the broadcast. You can stream this live broadcast on Lookuptv on Twitter, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel. Let's begin. Religious organizations led by the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops have opposed the ongoing government's efforts to introduce regulation of churches in the wake of the Shakahola massacre. The religious bodies say the government's plan goes against the constitution and would infringe on the fundamental rights of freedom of worship. The clergy has recommended an elaborate mechanism that will enhance self-regulation, as our reporter Henry Tende now files.
As the government puts in place measures to regulate religious groups in the country, religious organizations comprising of National Council of Churches of Kenya, Evangelical Alliance of Kenya, Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops and Hindu Council of Kenya have opposed any regulation by the national government as a response to the Shakahola massacre under the controversial preacher Paul Mackenzie.
Regulating churches is discriminatory and tends towards singling out specific religions or faith formation. This runs contrary to Article 27 of the Constitution of Kenya and protects equality and freedom.
Drawing examples from countries that have tried to regulate the churches, the religious organizations have warned such regulation will bring conflict of interest.
It is important to note that governments elsewhere have tried to regulate the churches. The same has had disastrous consequences.
One of the major reasons why the church is opposed to regulation is the possibility of the government to favor established churches at the detriment of small church organizations.
Given that majority of the Kenyans subscribe to one religion or the other, the regulator is bound to be a member of a particular religion. This means that eventually a member of one religion will dictate the activities of another religion.
The church also holds that it is practically impossible for government to come with uniform regulations as different church organizations subscribe to different rules.
Most, if not all, of the religious organizations subscribe to a specific mode of administration and organization, vastly different from the others, mostly because they are heavily informed by their religious beliefs and tenets. This means that it will be very difficult to come up with a common regulation that aligns with all the religious organization practices.
They are also concerned regulations may open room for political interference in matters religion.
Efforts towards regulation of religious organization in Kenya will open up the different religions to manipulation by different groups, especially politicians, who will likely attempt to control the activities of the various religions to fit their interests.
Appearing before the Senate's committee investigating Shakahola mass graves, religious organizations now want a thorough investigation into the massacre to establish whether other actors apart from Mackenzie took part in the massacre.
We ask the government to come out clearly and state whether there were no non-religious actors in the massacre and whether the killings were only for religious reasons.
For enhanced discipline, churches want religious bodies such as NCCK, SUPKEM, KCCB to work alongside government to enhance self-regulation.
The government seeks to collaborate more and more with different umbrella bodies of the religious organization in Kenya for purposes of promoting a collaborative self-regulating mechanism by religious organizations in Kenya.
The government, through the Ministry of Security, has made it clear it is not backing down from plans to regulate churches. 10 more bodies were exhumed today, bringing the total number of deaths to 274, with the exercise continuing on Monday. Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
Thank you, Tende. Now the government plans to construct cross-community schools in 6 northern counties of Elgeyo Marakwet, Turkana, Samburu, Laikipia, West Pokot and Baringo in order to promote peaceful coexistence and integration. According to Interior CS Kithure Kindiki, education is listed as a key change agent in 6 North Rift Valley counties that have experienced insecurity. Kindiki spoke during his tour of the north.
A region marred by insecurity could be staring at light at the end of the tunnel after the government vowed to establish 5 schools in 6 counties in the north.
Na kwa hivyo serikali imeamua ya kwamba tutajenga mashule ya mabweni ama shule za kulala, boarding schools along the Kerio Valley, ambapo watoto wetu kutoka jamii ya Marakwet, kutoka jamii ya Wapokot watakaa pamoja, wasome pamoja, walale pamoja, wafundishwe na walimu kutoka jamii zote, walimu wa Marakwet, walimu wa Pokot, shule moja ya kulala, wakae hapa. Ndio tuondoe hii dhana ya kwamba ati lazima utafute ng'ombe ndio sasa uonekane we ni mtu mstaarabu. Kuna watu wengi ambao ni wastaarabu na wao hawajaiba ng'ombe ya mtu.
Speaking after he held a meeting with security, political, religious and community leaders from Elgeyo Marakwet and Baringo counties, Interior CS Kithure Kindiki noted that education was a key factor in establishing a lasting solution to the insecurity situation.
Hapa katika hii bonde la Kerio, na tumekubaliana hizo shule watoto kutoka jamii zote watakuwa pale, walimu watatoka jamii zote, na zitakuwa shule za kulala. Sijui kama tunaelewana. Hiyo ndio njia moja ya kudumisha amani. This is education for peace initiative. Tunataka tufanye kazi pamoja na mashirika yasiyo ya kiserikali, serikali ya county, serikali ya kitaifa, ili tubadilishe nia na mawazo ya watu wetu, tufanye mambo ambayo ni ya kisasa. Vile vile
the schools will be constructed in Elgeyo Marakwet, Turkana, Samburu, Laikipia, West Pokot and Baringo counties with the aim of promoting peaceful coexistence and integration. CS Kindiki visited sites where 5 cross-community schools were at the intersection of Elgeyo Marakwet, Baringo and West Pokot. The visit aims to encourage education uptake, integrate children from different communities at an early age, and limit their recruitment into banditry. Brian Amwai, Lookuptv.
Now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has officially opened a 2-day coffee summit that is aimed at coming up with recommendations to address challenges faced by the coffee farmers in the country. The event brings together governors from coffee-growing counties, government officials, lawmakers, and other stakeholders. The coffee sector has been faced with challenges that have almost crippled the sector.
The Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua continues to have engagement with the parliamentary caucuses on coffee reforms, from which law, policies and regulations for the enactment of review have been identified and recommendations made.
We want you to consider this conference about cooperative societies. From where I sit, we lost it when we allowed greed among cooperative society officials to subdivide giant and huge coffee societies into many uneconomical units. To request you to consider proposing to these members of parliament on how to streamline marketing as it is today is unacceptable, that the very people who are marketing are also millers. They are also roasters. It cannot work. That is how the coffee farmer has been exploited.
The summit aims to tighten the legal framework with a view of instituting laws, policies and regulations that will enable farmer-centered structural and systematic long-term interventions for sound coffee reforms.
I want to make an announcement to all those people who have been living on the sweat of the coffee farmers that what you have gotten is enough and is sufficient. You can reinvest it elsewhere. Going further, you must get just what is due to you. A little percentage, 90-95% must go to the coffee farmer.
The summit comes after a series of robust engagements where Gachagua said that through the forums, they have identified existing laws, policies and regulations that need review to make coffee farming attractive once again. Cecilia Lubanga, Lookup TV.
The chair of the Budget Committee in the National Assembly, Ndindi Nyoro, has called on Kenyans to support the 2023 Finance Bill, saying it has been prepared with the interest of the Kenyans at heart. Nyoro said the bill seeks to address the perennial debts that the country has.
Ile kitu ambayo tunaongea sana kama nchi ni kitu inaitwa Finance Bill, and of course the other one called the Budget Estimates. The Finance Bill and the finance side of the budget is the one that brings revenue to the basket. It is the revenue side of the budget. It is the tax measures. It is on how we are going to collect revenues. And that has been the ongoing debate in the country. Tunatarajia ya kwamba tutasoma bajeti ya 3.679 trillion Kenya shillings, out of which we anticipate to have 2.57 trillion in terms of ordinary revenue and something else called A&A also that will be collecting around 347 billion. Na pia deficit tumeileta chini ikakuwa around 718 billion Kenya shillings. Katika hiyo bajeti yetu ambayo tunasoma, ile pesa mingi tunapeleka kwa masomo. 630 billion Kenya shillings is going to education, out of which we are increasing capitation for our JSS by 10 billion. We are also increasing the monies that we give to the Higher Education Loans Board from 15 billion to 30 billion. We have also allocated 249 billion Kenya shillings, money that will go into our roads. 247 billion Kenya shillings that will go into our roads. We are putting in significant amount of money into health care, na tunaweka pesa kwa maneno ya agriculture. Tumeweka pesa katika kuweka subsidy katika fertilizer, ndio tuendelee na maneno ya kushikilia mkulima aweze kuzalisha chakula mingi, na ndio maana ya kuleta gharama ya maisha chini. So we are doing a lot in terms of the budget, but I would want to request that even as we focus on the side of the finance, we also get an opportunity to explain where this money is going, kwa sababu hii fedha yote inaenda kutumikia Wakenya wote katika zile maneno.
Away from that, the Kenya National Highway Authority has made a bold move to erect new reflective road signs along Nairobi-Nakuru Highway. The exercise comes a couple of weeks after the National Transport and Safety Authority warned of an increased number of accidents along the highway.
In Naivasha, following the deaths of 20 people within the past 2 months. Kenya is now on a mission to reflect new reflective road signs that will help reduce road accidents. Residents have welcomed the move, saying it will help address the perennial accidents.
Hizo signboards zinasaidia sana juu kama kutoka flyover tangu zianze kuwekwa hatujasikia kwa hii barabara kukuwa na accident. Sasa mimi Kenya ningesema signboard wamefanya vizuri, wameweka na zinasaidia kwa sababu dereva akiwa mbali inaonekana vizuri, ina reflect hata usiku. Sasa Kenya mimi ningeuliza Kenya niwaongezee kitu inaitwa bump.
However, concerns were raised over the misuse and vandalization of the newly placed road signs, saying it derailed the efforts made. Speaking 2 weeks ago, NTSA Director General John Chau said they are working with Kenya to increase road signs on all major roads and repair damaged roads.
Lakini kuna kitu kimoja tunauliza hasa, security ya hivi mbao itakuwa vipi? Kwa sababu hata ukienda pale huko juu unapata kimoja kimekatwa kiko chini. Sijui kama ni wale wanauza scrap metals. Sijui security ya hii vibao. Sasa hasa nyinyi kama Kenya itakuwa aje? Na itakuwa vipi kulinda hizi vibao ndio watu wasione na hiyo isaidie watu. Na hii vibao vile imewekwa na Kenya, tunaona itakuwa na usaidizi mkubwa sana kwa waendeshaji magari.
Kwa hivyo kama ingewezekana, sasa ndio tumeona Kenya wanajaribu kabisa waweke mpaka huko juu flyover pale mahali inaitwa Msafiri, sababu hapo ndio mteremko sasa inakuwa kali kabisa. Mtu anawachilianga gari free, ikikuja hapa inakuja kabisa kama iko speed kabisa. Lakini sasa wakiwekea hii vitu itasaidia sana.
Achimatumona, Lookuptv.
And we are taking a very short break here on Lookup Weekend. There's so much more on the other side, including our big interview of the night. Don't go too far.
Mizizi Africa Homes is Kenya's fastest growing property development company. We offer home and investment solutions that are cost-effective and of the highest quality. If you are an aspiring homeowner, look no further than Mizizi Africa Homes for the best competitive rates in town. Introducing our new project at Bustani ya Mizizi in Malindi, a prime property with close proximity to Malindi Town, Sandy Beach, international hotels and airport, private, public schools and hospitals, commercial area and police stations, fertile land, well drained with a perimeter fence all round, sufficient borehole and county water, electricity and man-made water harvesting dams for farming and fishing. Retire mapema bila pressure and grab yours today. An 8th acre at only 99k with ready title deeds. For installment payment, deposit 50%, balance in 6 months installment. Financing option available. Bustani ya Mizizi in Malindi. Mapema ndio best. For more information, contact us on 020-790-2215 or WhatsApp us on 0742-112-215, www.miziziafricahomes.com and email info@miziziafricahomes.com. Our offices are at Westlands, Watamu Court, Room 3, opposite Sarit Center. Mizizi Africa Homes, together building a solid foundation. KM Lookup Media, the holding company for Muthingi and Lookuptv, proudly presents the Mount Kenya Region Roadshow. It's time to mark your calendars because from June 26 to July 1st, 2023, we are bringing the excitement to Kiambu, Murang'a, Kirinyaga, Embu, Meru, Laikipia, Nyeri, Nyandarua, and Nakuru counties. Are you ready to be a part of an electrifying TV roadshow? Join us as we embark on a thrilling journey through the magnificent Mount Kenya region. Lookuptv and Muthingi TV are hitting the road. We are coming straight to your towns. But that's not all. We are not just bringing you TV. We are bringing you an unforgettable experience. Enjoy your favorite comedians like Njoro wa Ukulima ni Mali, Marafiki, among others, live performances, and get a chance to meet your favorite TV personalities right in your own town. To our sponsors and partners, book your slot for the greatest brand experience and conversions. To book this fast-moving opportunity, call 0110-430-158 or email sales@lookuptv.co.ke. Get ready to be swept off your feet as we bring the magic of television to your doorstep. Let the TV adventure begin.
In a world where every voice matters, where women and children need our unwavering support, Muthingi TV's Muthoni Nyarari stands out, and it's for this reason that she has been nominated for the AfriGlow Women Choice Awards 2023 as the presenter of the year. Your voice matters. Your support counts. To vote for Muthoni Nyarari, dial *483 *733 *551212#. Together, let's amplify our voices and bring attention to the issues that matters the most.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with Lookuptv. The hashtag is #LookUpWeekend. Nancy Nalima here and Angel Lois on the sign language interpretation. Let's continue. Following severe impact of drought, residents of Samburu County have taken a step in changing their way of life from livestock keeping to agriculture and microfinance in order to cater to their needs. John Kimani now reports.
The Samburu people have thrived on their unique cultural heritage. They've also been recognized for their livestock keeping practices, as their nomadic lifestyle and mountainous living provided excellent nourishment for their animals. However, after facing drought challenges, their lives seem to be taking a new direction as they embrace agriculture and small-scale business as a new means of livelihood. Agriculture being the foundation of food security and economic prosperity, Director of the USAID Foundation, Evans Oyego, explains that they aim at improving lives of Samburu people through agriculture. The hidden world of the Samburu community seems to be making a comeback after receiving training on income-generating activities, as this development appears to be a relief for low-income families.
Naona kwamba wengi wanaweza kutoka katika hali ya umaskini kwa sababu wanapata njia mwadhala ya kuweza kujisaidia wao wenyewe katika hizo jamii. Kwa hivyo hii ndio kazi ambayo USAID na WIRI inafanya ili kuweza kusaidia hizo jamii kutoka katika umaskini, kati ya kazi nyingi zingine ambazo tunafanya.
The knowledge they will get from this will help the residents better their lives and also their health.
WIRI ametusaidia kupunza sisi. Tunapanda mboga, zamani tulikuwa tunakula unga bila mboga. Tumefunzwa na WIRI na walimu ile ametuma huko Baragoi na Chala. Ametufunza kuchanganya chakula.
Tulikuwa na changamoto ya ng'ombe yetu kwenda mbali. Lakini wakati tumeanza kuweka mbegu chini, ni wakati mvua ilinyesha, hiyo nyasi ilitoka, na sasa tumeanza hata kupata nyasi ya kutosha ya kuhusia watu yetu. Tumeanza hata kupata sasa mbegu ya kuanza hata kuhusia watu yetu.
This is a significant and crucial step for the Samburu community, which has long relied on livestock keeping. This form of agriculture seems to bring new hope and resilience in dealing with the impacts of climate change and drought. Joan Kimani, Lookuptv, Samburu County.
Thank you, Joanne, for that feature. Now, a foster mother who adopted twins after their mother died during delivery is calling on well-wishers to come to her aid. The mother of 5 says she does not have a job, hence spending for the children has become difficult.
It is a double blessing. A blessing that now seeks for someone to take care for them. The birth of the twins has left the village in a state of happiness and sadness, because as they welcomed the twins, they had to say goodbye to the mother, forcing a neighbor, a mother of 5, to volunteer in taking care for them after realizing that there was no one in their extended family who could take care of them.
Mama yao aliwaka kama anajifungua watoto. Nilichukua watoto kama wako na wiki 2. Na nilichukua sababu si kuona mtu wa kuwachukua. Nilitembea orphanage, si kupata nafasi. Ndio sababu nikaamua kuwachukua watoto. Napitia changamoto na hao watoto. Kwa sifanyi kazi, nakaa tu hapa. Hao watoto wanataka hata maziwa, hakuna. Lakini Mungu tu.
However, she can only stretch as much as she struggles to even fend for her own kids.
Ilibidi niende nikae, nizungumuze na watu wangu. Ili tutafute chakula kidogo, tulete tusaidie umama. Na sisi peke yetu hatutaweza. Tunawaomba wale wote ambao wanahusika kwa mambo kama haya wakuja watusaidie. Wakuja wasaidie mama. Mama huyu alikuwa anafanya vibarua, lakini sasa ako na mapaja. Hawezi akafanya vibarua tena.
The area supervisor, Polycarp Kakali, and his colleagues have volunteered to assist the mother with food that will aid in the care of the children. They are now appealing to the authorities in power and the public to help in raising the kids.
Itabidi kupata chakula yake apate support kutoka nje. Na support itatoka tu kwa jamii, haitatoka kwingine. Serikali mkuja ndani mtusaidie. Ni mambo magumu.
Lydia Mweri, Lookuptv.
Time now for us to get sporty. Kenyan boxer Sahara Achieng, popularly known as Angel of War, will face Argentina's Edith Soledad in super lightweight title tomorrow at Charter Hall. Sahara Achieng is the defending champion in Commonwealth Boxing Council superweight lightweight. The two will battle for the World Boxing Foundation Women's World Super Lightweight title.
Sahara Achieng, the Angel of War. Tupateni makofi jamani. Tusiwaachie bwana. The engine of 62.1 kg. 62.1 kg. Mabibi na mabwana, huyo ni mwanadada free of charge. So come in large numbers. This is free in the making. Thank you very much. Asante sana, huyo ni mwakilishi wa World Boxing Council, World Boxing Foundation, sorry. At this particular moment, ladies and gentlemen, tunaingia katika hafla ambayo tumekuwa tukingoja.
World record holder in 1500 meters, Faith Kipyegon has promised Kenyans a tantalizing moment in tonight's Paris Summer Indo Marathon in France. Kipyegon, who broke the record in Diamond League Marathon, will run 12 laps in 5,000 meters.
That one day, one time, I will break the world record, and yeah, I'm happy. I thank God, and I'm looking forward for tomorrow 5,000. I didn't know, but after I left the away flight behind, I was like, oh, let me push myself to that finish line and see what was possible, and it was world record. So yeah, I felt, it was like a dream. So, but I'm so happy and looking forward to a bright future ahead. For 5,000 tomorrow, I'm looking forward to just run a beautiful race and just enjoy the event. It's 12 laps, it's not 3 laps, but yeah, I'm looking forward for tomorrow and just have fun.
Now, the Harambee Stars held their final training session at M-Pesa Foundation ahead of the upcoming Four Nations tournament in Mauritius. The 23-man squad is set to leave the country tomorrow morning ahead of their international duties. Engine Firat side is scheduled to play against Djibouti and Pakistan in the Mauritius tournament. And that sporting action brings us to a close of this first part of our news broadcast this Friday evening. Coming up next will be the center stage, and Mtumishi, the famously known comedian, will be taking the center stage right here in our other side of the studio, and we'll be taking a look at the intricacies of the comedy world. Does it have money? That's the big question. We'll be getting into that in just a few.
You guys are great.
Coming up, he's one half of the creative generation. Mtumishi takes the center stage.